Hey sprinters, I did spend $40,000 for one call with Grant Cardone. And if you go, Simon, are you crazy? I'm gonna share what I learned and what might be interesting also for you. So are you ready? $40,000 for one. Now, why did I pick him? I would need help in scaling globally. And I've never done it, so I'm doing it now, but I'm kind of improvising. I want to learn from the people who did this multiple times in different industries. And it doesn't need more than 1 hour, 2 hours for a very experienced business scaler. When he sees another business, they are quick at identifying and saying, hey, this is what you're missing, this is what's working, do more of that. So when a business scaler meets a business scaler, sometimes 10 minutes, 20 minutes can be worth $1 million. I see this every week because our strategy sprints coaches, they coach people. And so when they come in 1 hour, they find a lever that changes 100,000, 250,000 in additional sales. And so I needed somebody that is already where I want to be next. I saw a button. I could just get him on my phone by clicking that button. I did it. And this is what I learned. Let me share with you after one word from our sponsors. What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com. So the first thing that I learned is that I am not thinking big enough. And I thought I'm thinking big because I always think in doubling every quarter. He called me out and said, no, it's not enough, because that's what you already are capable of doing. What if you 10x? And I was speechless. I said, 10x? Oh my God, no. Then I have an awful life. And he said, and that's the problem, Simon, right now, right there. You have a limit in your head. And that limit comes from your past where you were operating in the business. And then if you're in the business and think 10x, you get a headache right now, a panic attack. But Simon, we're not talking that. We're talking now you scaling. You are working on the business, right? How much percent are you working on the business versus in the business? And I thought, well, he might be right. I'm now working 90% on the business. And now he says, so what happens if it 10x? And he stayed there and I had to tell him the 10x demonstrating where I think that things break, and he would go with me through each and every angle. And that was a very fruitful conversation and I learned a lot. Also, at one point I was afraid and say, hey, but this thing, I never did this, so I don't know if it works. And I'm not comfortable with doing stuff that I don't know if it works. He says, Simon, if you are not going there, you are not even exploring your possibilities. And he shared with me how he shifted in each stage from being the sales guy to being the marketing guy to being the real estate guy. In every transition he would know how to do. He just faked it till he made it. And why it was the right thing to do for him. And so that was really helpful for me in going through the process of where I am limiting myself and do I really need to limit myself or not. So this question stayed with me. Why not bigger? What if you 10x? And going through it was a very good exercise. Second thing was seeing that he, of course, polarizes, right? Many of you will go right now, I hate Grant Cardone, he's lazy salesman. Yes, he started as a car salesman, which is per definition the sleaziest thing on planet Earth. Went from there to be more mature And he developed into marketing, from there into real estate. And people, whatever we think about Grant Cardone, he now compounded his own wealth to 3 billions in real estate. And that's the second thing that I need to learn, how to invest for the long term. Because what I've learned in my past is how to generate revenue. And then the second learning was how to create systems of revenue. And I've shared them in my book, Right Strategy Sprints, how you create systems that create revenue all the time. But then something happened in my lifetime, which was 2 years ago. The Federal Reserves of this world started printing euros. In this case, because I'm in Europe, they started printing unlimited amount of my currency, which debased it. So basically, they took away 20% of my net worth without asking me. And so now I have to learn how to cope with this. How can I have 3 kids. How can I generate wealth for 2 generations of my family so that it stays around? That's why I started studying the blockchain and Bitcoin and other coins. And I've started talking to people who can show me how they built their wealth over decades, and it's still there. So how can I shortcut my learning and my building generational, multi-generational wealth? And that was the first chance that I had. 40K, click it. And so I asked him how he did it. And one important thing here is that whatever he starts, he has 2 principles in mind. One is he over-communicates. So if you check his Instagram, he's posting 8 times today. If you check his LinkedIn, he's posting multiple times today. He's over-communicating. Will it piss people off? Yes, of course. Does he stop? No. Because he creates deals even with unsubscribes. And that led me to the second thing that I learned there. He said he doesn't care about people liking the posts. He just wants to over-communicate because he wants to position himself. So the last rebranding, repositioning was from marketing to real estate. And so he wanted to be known as the real estate guy. And it worked. And how did he do it? By over-communicating. So if you right now have a song inside your chest and you want to sing it, over-communicate. Go everywhere, wherever you can be visible, wherever the people you seek to serve are, go there and just tell and tell and tell. And don't stop yourself. Don't judge yourself. Oh, nobody's going to listen. Don't judge yourself. This was a very important lesson. Grant Cardone is not letting judgment stop him. This is important. He assumes that nobody will see it. And he says, I'm not going for being liked, I'm going for being known. That's what he does. And so what I learned is, how can I de-ego the process? Because basically your ego is telling you something and it's blocking you. So how can I have a couple steps between the ego and the daily practice of showing up and of helping people keep rolling? And I'm thinking about this. I don't have the solution yet, but it's a very important assignment that I got. Find a way to put your ego out of the equation, right? You have something valuable, get it across. You have something to say it. And so I have something valuable, which is, we created a 90 days program that doubles revenue for people and creates systems in their business that make it resilient and agile. And so this is super valuable right now for many, many people. And so my job is now inner work to find that inner critic, that judgment that says, yeah, but nobody is going to click it, or, oh, they are going to unsubscribe, or, oh, they are going to hate you. This is all inner chat. That's my ego. It's not really important. Important is on the other side, there is somebody who is looking for business blueprints. They just started their own thing and they don't know how to run it. And I have the blueprints here in my hand and I'm not sharing them. That's the ego, and that's me blocking me. That's why I wanted Grant Cardone, because he's not blocking himself. And he gets a lot of hate for that, but also 3 billions in real estate. So there is something worth learning here and studying. Also, if you are thinking, hey, should I spend 40K? I don't think you have to spend, literally. You can pick heroes. So what is a hero? A hero is somebody that you can study because there are enough YouTube clips or enough books that were written by them or by others about them. And so you can study a lot of heroes without spending any money if you are at the beginning of your journey. And then later on, strategically for solving specific problems, of course, pick real coaches that really go deep with you into the nitty-gritty of your situation and help you solve it. But heroes, you can go a long way with heroes. So I have 3 heroes, for example. I have my 3 main roles. I'm a father, I'm a CEO, I'm an athlete. And so as a father, my hero is Keith Johnstone, who invented improv theater, because I want to be as fun as possible and as present as possible and always saying yes to what my kids propose me. Hey, Papa, do we do CrossFit? Yes. And hey, Papa, do we go for an adventure outside? Yeah, sure. Hey, Papa, do we go with our roller skates on the street? Yes, let's do it. But 5 o'clock in the morning before the cars start, right? So, but I want to be in this yes and mode with them. So my hero in my role as a father is this guy, Keith Johnstone. And then I have a hero as a CEO. As a CEO, my hero is Sadhguru. He runs a global movement. He works all the time, but he never is serious. He's never grumpy. He's never like, my people don't do what I want them to do. No, he's always laughing. It's never. It feels like he's never working, but he's giving 6 interviews per day, and he's not working when he's just being himself. And so my hero Sadhguru, this is where I study how can I be just myself. And so basically, if I find that place, I can work 10 hours a day without even feeling half an hour like I'm working. So that's my hero. I'm studying how to be truly myself and just be in the moment. And then there is this third hero as an athlete, and that's Ben Bergeron. Ben Bergeron is the coach to all the CrossFit winners right now. The fittest people on the planet are coached by Ben Bergeron. And so he trains with them and he coaches them and he camps with them. He immerses himself into that world and he reads a ton of books that he then brings about habits and about psychology and about nutrition that he brings in to support them. And I love the spirit that he has. He says he's chasing excellence and he always wants to go for excellence even if he can never achieve it. But it's not about achieving it. It's about striving forward here and now. And that's what I like. So he always strives for excellence in the moment. So what's the best training I can have today? What's the best I can do for my coachees today? And with these 3 heroes, I came quite a long way. And so this is something, if you're thinking, should I spend a lot of money for coaching? I don't think so. I think you can pick heroes for your roles, for whatever you need to solve next, and study them and then come a long way. This video is getting very long, so let's stop it here. Let me know what you need next, and I'm happy to share it. And as always, keep rolling.
Hey, if you love what you are hearing, you will love our free masterclasses. Go grab them at strategysprints.com.
What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com.